Derrick Henry does it again. He carried the ball 29 times for 130 yards and 3 touchdowns. He has 12 of them in his last 6 games against the Jaguars. He's now averaging 128 rushing yards per game, has gone over the century mark in 4 straight. Does he have a legit shot to win MVP this season, AJ?
Here's my concern about Henry here, and it has nothing to do with him. I think his numbers are going to be great, but is Tennessee going to be a good enough team to put him into the MVP conversation? They're going to need a winning record. They're going to have to make the playoffs. Like, he'll be in the mix because he's their best player, hands down. So as long as the rest of the team can help him, then yeah, I think there's a chance, but I certainly think there's other players that are on better teams that are going to have a better chance of taking home the MVP.
I mean, Geoff, is there value in his plus 6,500 odds on the DK Sportsbook right now to win MVP?
So, yeah, and AJ brings up a good point. I think the Titans, though, being in a weak division, I think that will put them in a good spot. And if they win that division, considering how banged up AJ Brown and Julio Jones is, I mean, people are going to look to him. I think here's my take on Derrick Henry MVP right now. Do I think he's going to win? Probably not, because this is such a quarterback-based award. Yeah, but is there some value there at plus 6,500? There is, because we might just be one Kyler Murray bad game and one Josh Allen injury away from Derrick Henry all of a sudden being like, well, we can't give it to these other quarterbacks because they weren't good enough. Let's give it to Derrick Henry. And just for some sort of context here, you look back at some running backs who have won the award. I feel like the most comparable might be Terrell Davis in 2008, averaged 125 yards rushing per game. Henry's above that right now. If Tennessee wins this division and he averages right around that, I do think he's going to be in the mix. Now, it's going to take some regression from Murray and Allen, but at plus 6,500, yeah, there's some value there for me.
We are talking here, Pearce, about the guy who brought home Offensive Player of the Year honors last year. He became the 8th running back in league history to eclipse 2,000 rushing yards. I mean, this man's on a ridiculous pace again. Do you think, though, this pace could earn him and win him MVP?
I could be wrong, but I think that Terrell Davis year was 1998. That's how long ago it was. This is a quarterback league. It is very tough for a running back to get it done. He's done everything he needs to do, but it's going to be tough sledding moving ahead. Forget about 8-man boxes. He'll face 12-man boxes. They'll put illegal defenders on the field to stop this guy. He'll face better defenses as well. And if this offense can't get it going, they're just going to pretty much lock in on shutting down Henry every week. They've got to diversify the offense. The run blocking's been good, but the pass blocking's been terrible. The receivers are injured and not performing. If this is a one-dimensional team, it's going to be really hard for him to continue to churn out a 100-yard game after a 100-yard game. But I do like the value. I mean, it's just a couple fixes, and they can make this work. Fix the receivers a little bit. Get the line going a little bit better, which they have done in the past.